Hey, so real quick, I was just gonna do. Somebody asked me just to give my thoughts on karma, and I don't go into the great detail like a lot of spiritualists might want to go into detail. But the thing about karma is, it's not necessarily what comes back on you because you do something to somebody else. Karma could just be unfinished business, okay? Stuff that's unsettled. It could be like things in your life that's unsettled, like some debt that's in your personal life. It could be something you were supposed to do. It could be something you were supposed to handle that's taken. It's going to eventually come back around if it's not taken care of. Whether it's finances, whether it's something going on with somebody else, stuff like that. The karma is also things that are attached to you that weigh you down. In this so-called illusion, this illusion that we believe is a physical world. So karma is also the things that you hold on to in this physical world. It could be the emotions and a lot of things that you carry on you. Say if you might have been through something in childhood, you've been through something with your parents, or whatever it is, something that stays with you. Okay, the state is like an imprint that's in you. Even if that's why I don't like when people say just let it go, don't think about it and all that stuff. That has nothing to do with it, because guess what? Traumatic things have happened to people, and it was so bad that they blocked it out. But that doesn't mean that energetic imprint goes away. It still stays, and then a lot of stuff that keeps happening, which could be called karma. The same, it's like a rotation. It keeps coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back in those kind of cycles like that. That's karma. Okay, so karma is not what people say. That's the same thing they do with the ego, though. They act like ego gotta just be limited to some kind of pride. When ego you can be a good person and still have an ego, because it's not about being a good or bad person. It's about, believing in the false world, duality and all that stuff. Now we fell into the ego. We fell into the lowest part of our subconscious mind. We fell into an illusion, which is Maya. Okay? And the ego is like a false identity of yourself, okay, because we were never born. But I don't want to get into that. We were never born. And so all the things, the experiences that we call ourselves having kind of shapes our identity and who we are. A lot of people, you see who they are, how their personality is. Yes, it could be like genetic, they could be like their mother, they could be like their grandmother, or, a father of, whatever. But also their environment that they grew up in shaped them, the friends they had, their experience, a lot of things shape who they are. And that's called the ego, because the physical body is not real. But when we hold on to things, because it's a heavy belief in the physical world, right? It's a heavy belief in the physical world, okay, when really everything is an illusion. Some people call it a hologram, which means it ain't really there, but we believe in it, okay? I'll say virtual reality just because of what I've seen. I've seen the computer, okay? I actually came outside in the real world, and I saw where the computer was buried underground. Now, you will never see the actual computer that we're in this world, because you're in the computer. But you come outside, you see the computer that you've been in, okay? But anyway, so karma is a lot of stuff that you carry with you. The fact that you believe that you're this person, you believe that you were born, and you believe this person, and you want to hold on to all your experiences and hold on to everything in life and hold on to, and there's a lot of materialistic stuff. A lot of people who are, like say people who are celebrities, people who folks worship all the time, and they have all these riches and stuff, they probably have the most karma on them because they are very into materialistic things. Now I'm not talking about all celebrities, not all people who's rich. I'm not demonizing it, but I will say, because there's a lot of people who are poor who still have materialistic thoughts in their heart. And when I say materialistic, I'm talking about living above, way, way, way above what you probably need. And, it's good to kind of good to have a little more than what you need, because you don't want to always just have just what you need. But at some point, if you're spiritual, you're going to be tested by the spirit, and to learn how to live by spirit, But other than that, it's not about being materialistic is not necessarily about not having it, you shouldn't have anything. Okay, but some people worship their riches. Some people worship their cars. Some people worship their houses. And a lot of people who are rich and grew up rich, they do worship those things. Okay, that's karma. That's a lot of karma because they love the material world. A love for the material world, like a love for the material world in your heart, that is karma. And actually, that to me has a lot to do with Ma'at. Not just like the scales and whatever. It's to me, it's not just about a weight like you did somebody wrong and stuff, and so the justice, the scales of Ma'at, it tips to the other side because you did bad in your life. I don't feel like that has anything to do with it. I think what's weighing on the heart has a lot to do with things you carried with you from the physical world and all these attachments that you held onto in the physical world. Could be money, it could be something else, the things that happened to you in life that you didn't release. That's weighing you down. It's caused you to be more dense because all these experiences and emotional stuff that could have happened weighs you down still. And it's not just about letting it go. And when you release something, you release that energetic imprint. It's not about not thinking about it. Like when I hear people talk about let it go, they're like saying not to think about it, and that has zero to do with it. That doesn't mean that experience and that imprint has left. It's still there, and because other experiences come back to you that's similar, even though it's in a different body, right? Some people do the same thing to you, just in a different body, in a different color. So that's karma. That's karma. Okay? To me, that's just the way I see it. If other people can see it differently, and they have a right to see it differently. That's the kind of the way I learned it. Okay? It's about what in this so-called material world that doesn't even exist are you holding on to? Because if all these things that you hold on to when you die, you're not going to be able to, I would say, what they would call ascend. It would be hard to ascend like that because you're holding on to a lot of things of the world. That's karma. That's karma. And it don't have to be material things. It don't have to be about being rich. It could be about having a bunch of problems and constantly worrying about something in your life. Constantly struggling. Like brown people, this narrative of struggle, that is still a weight that is on you. That's still a weight. That is something that that you carry with you. If you die like that, that's where your mind is, and your mind is going to be stuck on somebody's trying to oppress you. That's still karma. That's something that you don't carry with you from the world. That's really not even real. It's a narrative that was created. Okay, it's a narrative that was created because if brown people around the world really wanted their power back, they could have got it back. So it's a mental problem. It is a mental, and I don't mean mentally retarded either. Brown people have a mental problem. And mental meaning mentally they don't want to be free. Kanye West was right. Now, I can't care about who gets mad. Slavery is a choice. It is a choice. Even if when you work on getting out of mental slavery, it could be hard. It could take you 2, 3, 4 years. Either way, you're still working on it. You still know that you're going to eventually get where you want to be mentally. And brown people have a mental problem because if they are so oppressed, and I'm talking about around the world, not just in the United States of America, if they really wanted to be free with the brown people, the technology that you see people using on TV, brown people already have this inside of them if they just tap into who they are. If they tap into who they are, their true self, and not who they think they were born and they name, like that's the ego, being born, and like the fact that we have a birth date when we were never born, okay, because we were never born, we're not physical, okay, and then having this world and however we grew up to shape our life, shape the thoughts that we have. It's a whole lot of indoctrination. A lot of that is karma. A lot of false beliefs. A lot of stuff that we were taught in the United States is not even true. It's no truth. A lot of people don't even know what the truth is. And then when we try to give them the truth, they can't handle it because they've been so indoctrinated that they attack you for telling the truth. And for those people at this point right now, what's happening right now, well, actually I'm not even looking at what's going on right now. So, but either way, the last time I saw it was a lot going on. And this is a time to learn how to accept the truth and just use discernment in what you're supposed to be believing. Because anybody can tell you something, so now you have to learn how to sharpen your discernment to know what's the truth and what's not. And that needs to come too. instead of just believing whatever somebody tell you, because the truth is going to be up to the truth is going to be up to you what to believe and what not to believe, not what somebody else is saying, because their truth is going to be their truth, and it's not right to talk them out of it. The same way it's not right to talk you out of what your truth is, because the truth is, it's like you're in a world that's an illusion. Okay, now I have a relative that thought I was crazy for saying that, because they want to feel heavily in the physical world. Reason why is because most of us are on automation. Okay, most of us are on automation, meaning that we don't go beyond our five senses. We don't go beyond our five senses, and that's not a judgment, because that's a problem a lot of us have. So when you don't go beyond your five senses, the senses that you use in the so-called physical world, okay, then you're like on automation. You're almost like a robot. And when I say you, I'm talking about, in general, us, people. You're basically a robot until you learn to move beyond your five senses. Okay? So I had a relative that thought I was crazy, because they operate in their five senses, and they operate in a very materialistic, it's like they're heavily into the physical world. Okay? Their heart is heavily into the physical world. And so some people like that, when you tell them that we're in Maya, which is an illusion, they think you're crazy for saying that. And at this point, with what's been going on with the ego world that's about to leave, okay, the physical world is about to go. It's time for people to rise up, rise up in consciousness. And if people want to still hold heavily onto a physical world, I mean, I get that we still work and pay bills and we do physical type of stuff, but at least work on getting into a higher type of mind, a higher consciousness. And the people that's not necessarily working on that, they just want to hold on to physical, then they're just going to perish. I mean, I'm just saying, that's not, I just know that's what's going to happen. Okay, they're going to perish. Okay, and people who don't really who's not really interested in working on themselves in that aspect, this is a time to kind of disconnect from them. And it don't mean that you have to cut them off completely. I get that you might be close to them and all that stuff, but eventually you're going to be torn apart anyway, because a shift, what they want to call a shift, is an actual spiritual shift to me. Okay, it's not necessarily a physical shift, it's a spiritual shift. And those people who are on that certain type of belief in their minds, they're going to be split apart from you anyway. If you're more enlightened and they want to hold on to just plain old physical and that's it, you're going to eventually be split apart from them anyway. I mean, it's just going to be inevitable. So it's best to go on and kind of just separate from them little by little, because you're going to end up being separated from them anyway. Whether it's going to be a big fight, however it happens, you're going to be separated from them. Because people like that hold on to that. A lot of times, the people don't want to rise up and enlighten and work on expanding their minds. A lot of times, they're not. The people that's trying to work on themselves, they eventually bring them down. That's just that. Most of the time, that's how that happens. Okay, they end up pulling people down instead of the person actually helping them rise up. Majority of the time, that's how it happens. And those kind of people, no judgment, but that's a lot of karma. That's what you call karma. Okay, they want to die with the hope, their heart in the physical world, and they have a lot of karma. Okay, but anyway, that's it, and I'll talk later.